everybody, welcome back to my channel. Chloe here, and we're going to be checking out another episode of Afterward, a gay series. That is not what we're supposed to be looking at right now. Oh my god. Okay, later, Wednesday, December 2nd, 2009. We're gonna pick up right where we left off. I'm not sure how much longer we have to go, so today it might be, unfortunately, a little bit of a shorter episode, but you know what? It's alright, it's all good, it's okay. We're gonna dive into it anyway. Okay. So Carlos kicks himself that night, lying in bed, wondering why he had been so afraid to make a move. The men had practically all but asked him out, but he had been too scared to do anything about it. Adam had impressed, of course, but even after the tension had turned into uncomfortable conversation over the food, and Nick had left the two of them afterward. He climbs out of bed and walks over to the door to Adam's room. It's fortunately not shut, and Adam seems to be sitting up in bed, reading a book by light of his bedside lamp. Can we talk? Adam puts the bird book down and smiles at him. He tries not to stare at Adam's bare chest. No matter how much he was used to the fact that Adam slept practically naked by now, he still finds it unfairly evocative. Of course, Adam scoots over a bit on his mattress and pets the bit of the bed next to him. They haven't done this before, and he tries not to think about their proximity as he sits. This CG has multiple perspective variations. Hover your cursor over the edges of the screen to show perspective arrows. Click the arrows at the edge of the screen to change the perspective. Click in the middle of the screen to... Oh my god, wait, I'm so overwhelmed. What do you mean? Wait, what? I think I clicked in the wrong area. Okay, so anyways, of course. I froze. It's as good a place to start as any. So you like him. It's not a question. I'm scared. Carlos can feel Adam's hand on his shoulder and looks over at him. Adam's looking at him with such sympathy. Why? I don't know, dude. It shouldn't be hard. I just don't want to screw up something for you. Dude, is that what it is? You're worried you'll ruin my friendship with him or something? Or your friendship with me? Adam's voice is more reassuring than it should be. I don't know. Maybe. Now that Adam said it, he thinks it's actually a pretty good description for his feelings at the moment. Dude, you know I'd always pick you, right? And that makes it worse. He looks away from Adam, staring at one of Adam's t-shirts on the floor instead. Adam's quiet for a bit, thinking before he speaks. Look, dude, I'm flattered that I'm that important to you, but you should never let me stand in the way of something that'll make you happy. How do you know he'll make me happy? Because you've never been this way before about anyone. You don't second guess yourself, dude, and you are now. You did today. So I know how much this would mean to you, how serious it would be. And I'm telling you that he knows it too. Adam's voice is soft, but Carlos still doesn't dare look at him. I'm still scared. He hates how his voice shakes. Adam's hand squeezes his. Putting yourself out there is scary, but I've done that before. Yeah, and look what happened. I don't blame you for being scared to do it again, dude. He's quiet for a bit, focusing on his breathing. I never told you why we broke up. You don't have to, Adam says. And he wishes Adam wasn't so understanding sometimes. No, I do. We weren't anything alike, but that wasn't the issue. He hated how much time I spent with you. He started to resent you, and I hated him for it. Dude. Carlos turns back toward him and doesn't even realize he's crying until he realizes Adam looks blurry and he wipes his eyes. Adam, you're the most important thing to me. I don't want to screw us up, and I don't want to screw your friendships up. You won't. It's meant to be reassuring, but it's just upsetting instead. How do you know that? I don't think there's anything you could do to screw up you and me up, dude, Adam says, and the words hit harder than they should. Carlos holds back a sob. And what? You don't date someone you like just because of that what if you break up? Something like that. Okay, this is really selfish of me, but I kind of want to know and, approve of the people that you date, dude, especially after last time. I know you're under no obligation for any of that, of course, but you're really important to me, too, and I want to make sure whoever is sees you the same way, I guess. Chico. Adam's hand squeezes his shoulder. Don't do anything you don't want to do, dude. And if that means not dating Nick, then don't date him. But for what it's worth, I approve of him for you. Carlos doesn't say anything else, but he's pretty sure he doesn't have to because Adam shifts again and wraps him up in a hug from behind, and he knows Adam knows how much all of that means to him. Saturday, December 5th. Carlos manages to drag Adam away from his books and out of the apartment, finally for a walk along the Embarcadero. Yeah, up to where a bunch of vendors with the colorful vegetables and delicious smelling foods are set up in front of the ferry building. I've forgotten this was here, Adam says, looking over everything. Only a few days a week. Is this where you always disappear off to on Saturday mornings? Not every week, but many of them, yeah. I find it inspiring to walk around and think about what I could make with the stuff, and then don't because it's too expensive and I worried I'd ruin it. Can I get you something, dude? You don't have to do that. But I want to. You've been wanting to do more with mushrooms, right? I always see those and think pizza, but it feels like a waste of nice mushrooms. He isn't sure how well fancy mushrooms work on pizza anyway, but he already has a goat cheese in mind to pair with them. Adam shakes his head and picks up a container of mushrooms, staring at Carlos if daring him to object. Fine. If you want mushroom pizza, I'll make you mushroom pizza. I've been meaning to experiment with dough anyway. Adam grins and pays for the mushrooms. That's the spirit, and thanks. Thanks for cooking, dude. They walk through the stands together before passing by some outdoor tables for one of the ferry building restaurants. Carlos spots a familiar face. He doesn't like how his breath catches at the sight. Nick's sitting at a table with a drink and another guy laughing about something. When their eyes meet, Nick's face immediately falls as if he's suddenly guilty about something. Hey dude, Carlos tries, not sure why he's feeling like he's intruding on something not meant for him when they're sitting next to a public sidewalk. I didn't expect to see you two here. Nick's nervous, and his companion turns around to face Adam and Carlos. Sorry, hi, that's Adam. That's Carlos and Adam. Adam and I are in school together. This is Kyle. Oh no, it's Kyle. Ooh, his name is Kyle. Okay. Carlos tries to force a smile into his face. It's nice to meet you, Kyle. Another med school comrade? No, we're on a date. Kyle says it so matter-of-factly that it takes a second to sink in, and Carlos is sure his face is suddenly red. Oh, right. I'm sorry to interrupt, he thinks. I thought you didn't have time to date, he says instead, and immediately hates himself for it. Kyle looks a little confused, and Nick's turning red, gripping his glass so tightly his knuckles turn white as he stares at the table. I had some time this weekend, thought it would be nice to put myself out there. Kyle turns back to him, still looking confused. Sorry, am I missing something here? No, I'm sorry, I was just... Adam slaps a hand on his shoulder. He's just being supportive of me. Nick and I recently broke up, and I wasn't taking it too well, so he's just protective of me. That shouldn't work, but it does. And Kyle nods with sympathy, reaching for Nick's hand across the table, and Carlos has to turn away at it. He doesn't dare look at Adam's face. Sorry, we should go. Sorry to interrupt. Carlos grabs Adam's hand, not even caring about appearances anymore, dragging him away from the table. It isn't until they're another 3 peers down that he feels he can breathe again. Sorry, that was awkward. I couldn't come up with something better so quickly. Carlos realizes he's still holding Adam's hand and jerks his own hand away. He isn't sure why Adam is apologizing for any of this. I freaked. Why did I freak? I've never done that before. It's none of my business. God, why did I say that? Breathe, dude. Slowly. He does, focusing on Adam's eyes and look of concern, measuring his breath until he can feel the panic start to subside. That was so shitty of me. I don't think so. You were just surprised. That was still shitty. I need to apologize to him. No, you don't. He looks over Adam's shoulder to see Nick walking toward them, looking a little sheepish but also terrified. Dude, God, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry if I ruined your date. No, it was pretty much over anyway. There was no spark, you know? He's about to say something he doesn't know when Nick's gaze shifts and their eyes meet, and there's something inside his chest and... Oh, that's what he means. He doesn't think this time, moving in on instinct. His hands find Nick's waist and head, and then he's kissing him. He's kissing him, and Nick is kissing him back as his arms wrap around Carlos's back. Oh my God, we're in public. We're on the pier. We're on the pier. The tightness in his chest is gone, and he breaks, eyes half-lidded, momentarily speechless and happy before realization dawns on him. Oh God, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to just force myself on you, and it's okay. It's more than okay. I was afraid I was going to do that, myself. Nick says, smiling at him gently, but still looking nervous. I almost did a few nights ago when I was over. Dude, I thought you weren't interested. No, just scared. Still scared? No. He doesn't even need time to consider his answer. The nervousness falls from Nick's face, and his smile gets somehow bigger. Can I kiss you again? Dude, please. He does, and he knows Adam is watching them and smiling with them, and suddenly everything is right with the world. Tuesday, March 15th, 2013. We did a time skip, bro. Nick wears his heart on his sleeve, as Carlos has found out in so many different ways over the past few years, but the size of the grin on his face as he walks up to him is still unusual and new. Good news, I take it. The knot in his stomach that he realizes have been there ever since the start of the year, knowing that residency matching would be happening in just a few months, finally starts to dissipate. UCSF, babe! Carlos kisses him as Nick falls into his arms. See? You were worried about nothing. Adam walks up behind Nick and nods, and Carlos would be nervous all over again if it wasn't for the way that Adam, too, is smiling. Chico? He doesn't dare ask directly. Adam's smile grows bigger, and it's reassuring. Same. Oh, God. He finally lets the remaining stress of worrying fall, that he would have to choose between his best friend and his boyfriend in some inconceivable and impossible decision. Oh my God. Carlos being like, no, I'm sorry, but like, I am in a platonic relationship with Adam, and that cannot end. Adam grins. I know how much you two weren't looking forward to long distance. Bold of you to assume that I'd choose you, Chico. He punches Adam's arm, but when he thinks about it, he probably would have, and he feels more than a little guilty about that. Oh my God, I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable with the energy that we have created in this studio today, friends. Congratulations, Adam's mother wraps him up in the hug. Thanks, Mom. I'm glad I don't have to move. I wasn't looking forward to packing up all my books again. What is this again, Chico? You've like quadrupled your book count since we moved here. Nick releases him finally as his parents come up to congratulate him, falling instead into his mother's arms. Congratulations, sweetheart. We're so proud of you. She kisses Nick's cheek as his dad pats his shoulder. Thanks, Mom. I couldn't have done it without Carlos. You really couldn't have done it without Adam. Carlos is pretty sure he doesn't deserve nearly that much credit. Nick shakes his head. Without both of you then, babe. And I couldn't have done it without both of you. Adam slaps a hand on each of their backs. It's a throuple. They're a throuple. Aw. Now it's time to celebrate. Carlos is surprised at the outburst from Nick's father. Always thinking of him as quiet and stoic, but from the way he's beaming on his son at the moment, he supposes it's not out of place. You guys still don't have to come out here for this. Nick blushes as if feeling guilty about it. We wouldn't miss this for the world, sweetheart. His mom pulls him into another hug, but Nick's looked nervous for some reason. Right, Nick pulls away from his mother and looks at Carlos, and for some reason Carlos's breath hitches. I wasn't going to do this, but before Carlos knows what's happening, Nick's down on one knee, a ring box pulled out of somewhere, and he's looking up at him with such nervousness and love. I'll give you the full speech tomorrow, but since everyone's eager to celebrate, I'll keep it short for now. Marry me? Oh my God. I don't think I would enjoy being proposed to in front of a bunch of people because I would feel pressured to say yes. My mother, 100%. If I was proposed to in front of my mother would tell me to say yes. Hands down. Hands down. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Adam in the background. What is in Adam's hand? Is Adam holding tissues? He's already crying. Adam's like already crying. Carlos can hear Nick's mother gasp next to them. He opens his mouth, but nothing comes out. He reaches down instead, taking Nick's arms and pulling him to his feet and kissing him, deeply this time, not even caring about the 5 sets of eyes watching the two of them. He breaks and tries in vain to blink away the tears. Yes, he finally manages to croak out, as if there was ever a question. Nick laughs and kisses him again. Oh, I think I have to censor this. Friends. We're gonna skip this, because unfortunately the CGs, even if the CGs are censored, I apologize. Oh my God. Okay, but I will summarize. What's happening. Okay, so basically, yay, they're getting married. They celebrated. And then Nick admits that if they weren't, okay, so it would have tilted my decision in your favor if we were engaged. Why didn't you? Exactly. Dude, what? I think you would have chosen him otherwise. There's no hint of judgment or bitterness, and Carlos almost wishes there was. Dude, no, I don't mean that in a bad way, but I think you would have chosen to go with him, and I didn't feel it was fair to tip the scales in my favor like that. I know Adam's important to you, babe. I know I can never compete with him in many ways, and strangely, that's one of the things I love the most about you. I don't ever want you to have to choose between us. But I would have had to in this case. Also, didn't you and Adam do the couples match thing? We did, but I don't think that guarantees that you match together. I just wanted to be absolutely sure you wouldn't have to choose before I proposed. And then you didn't have to, so I proposed. What did I do to deserve that? Everything. Just everything. I love you so, so much. I know. I love you too. I believe I was promised the full uncondensed version of the proposal. You were. Well, I'm waiting. You don't really want to hear it. I don't want to make you confess your love to me in extended form so I can watch you squirm and blush. I think that's exactly what I want. Okay, fine. I practice this a bit in my head, but it's not like memorizing terms or diagnoses or. And now you're stalling. Okay, it might not be good. So, the first time I heard your name, Adam was waxing rhapsodic about his roommate, about how this Carlos was wonderful and caring and affectionate, and how he couldn't imagine his life without him, and I thought he was absolutely full of bullshit. Sorry. Nick turns his hand, intertwining their fingers, smiling now. I thought he was just blinded by love, but then I met you, and one of the first things you did for me was stop what you were doing, make space for us, and offer to make me dinner. Carlos does remember that. He remembers the first handshake too, and how confident yet gentle it had been. Oh my god, I'm crying over someone making dinner. And the fact that he remembers makes him wonder if all along he'd known where the two of them would end up. And in the weeks that followed, I saw how you cared for Adam, not just in the big ways, but all the little ones too. And I thought to myself how lucky Adam was to have a boyfriend like that, who cared about him like that. And I wish that one day I could find someone like you too. Oh my god. This is hurting. This is hurting so bad. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, friends. It's so sweet that it hurts. You know what I mean? I'm coming up on about like a year after a breakup, and you know how like after a breakup you're like, I'm gonna try and like focus on myself. So you try and you focus on yourself, you end up getting up into dating apps, which like Hinge has been my most successful place, but it's been better for promoting my book than it has been for dating. But you know, I'm there, I'm present, there's that, but I don't know, it's just nice. It's just, I'm feeling, I guess, this kind of disconnect, and this is a personal thing, this isn't a reflection on the game, but I'm feeling this kind of disconnect, like this heartache, because it's like, this would be nice to have. I don't have it though. But it's at least nice to read a story about other people in love. And honestly, every single time I enter a relationship, it ends up being some variation of miserable. So, like, you know, what is the point? Que sera, sera. Maybe it's better to just read. But then I realized you were doing that for me. You were doing that for me too. You would have every night to be jealous or kick me out, especially after I found out what an idiot I'd been. And the two of you weren't actually a thing, but instead you embraced me with open arms because you were thoughtful and caring and affectionate. You said you had an ex-boyfriend, and I couldn't concentrate for the rest of the night. I left and then made excuses to stay away from you. I was terrified because before that, I'd never felt that kind of longing for someone before. Aw. But anyway, we got through it, and you became my boyfriend, and I realized that before you, I had never known how much I could love someone, how much I could count down the days, the hours, every time we were apart, how much it could make me happy just to see you smile. I'm okay, I might cry it out. How much you made me and make me a better man every day. How much I always wanted to give you back even a fraction of that love and support that you gave to me. Bob, you need to stop. Bob, I'm calling a timeout. You have to stop. You have to stop. I'm in physical pain. I am physically hurting. You do. Nick, you do. Nick, you do. So in the end, I realized that Adam was right. I finally understood what he meant because I realized I couldn't imagine my life without you either. So I hope that you'll continue to make me the happiest man alive every day of my life by agreeing to marry me. Baby. That was a lot shorter in my head. I'm really glad I just did the ultra abbreviated version. Shut up and kiss me. Really though, that would have been excessively long. I didn't notice. Maybe you're just that blinded by love. Homie, I didn't click the menu. Then, maybe. What would you have done if Adam hadn't gone in the same place and if I had chosen to go with him? What do you mean? Would you have broken up with me? Did you not hear a single thing I just said? Yeah, but it would have sucked, sure. I'd have done everything I could to make it work somehow. But I would have understood if you couldn't or didn't want to. No, we would have made it work somehow. Yeah. Would you still have proposed? I don't know. Maybe after you decided? After I was sure it was too late for you to change your plans? I still wouldn't want to influence you in any way. How are you so perfect? I ask myself that every day. About you, that is. I'm not that full of myself, I promise. We don't have to worry about that what if. No, we don't. I can think of some ways you can continue to make me the happiest man alive right now. Again? Already? Insatiable, aren't we? Aw. Oh my god, you can pre-order eggs, and it's honestly, this is so good. You can read most of the series for free in non-game format in the same place, but like, honestly, why would you want to? I get not wanting to spend the money, but I'm like, they're so cute. Oh my goodness. And then we get the timeline. I believe that I'm going to be getting access to a new build in the future, but this is just so wonderful. This, like, Carlos and Adam were my favorite part of Yags and Zags, and I'm just so glad to continue to, like, see their story, like, play out and read about Nick and see things go down. Oh my gosh. The drama in this episode was especially just, like, prime. But yeah, you can pre-order the game. It's $7.99. Pretty great. Under $10. To read basically through all this, and it's a connected visual novel with it's going to feature some video games. It's going to feature some mini games as well, so that is also exciting. And I hope that you guys are also excited for me to check out more episodes of this game when we get more chapters to explore. And if you are, please leave a like on this video because it really does help the channel out. Also consider subscribing, and when you subscribe, be sure to hit the notification bell so you get updates on my upload future episodes. Without further ado, thank you all so much for watching. Bye! I'd like to give a very special shout out and thanks to the following patrons: Deep Dive Dylan, D. Roberts, Brian White, Caleb Putnam, Robin Harper, Bob Conway, Cody Webb, and Maticus Sama. Thank you all so much.